come across grants that do allow for a 6-month planning period prior to implementation of the program, and that is something that you can cover during that time if a grant does allow for a planning phase. But one of the things that I really like to always propose is that you're finalizing your plan during that period. You're not starting from scratch, because really to be the most competitive in this process and in the grant world, you really already need to know what you're doing. And then use that time that's grant funded to implement the project and just do the fine tuning. So you can, but it is risky, and I would make sure that depending on which grant you're going after, that you thoroughly read the RFP to make sure it's allowed.
Okay. Someone wanted to know if funders ever check back after the funding period has ended to see if you have sustained the program, and if you didn't sustain it in the way that you had said you would, is there a possibility of penalty?
I've never heard of a government-funded project being checked back on. I have seen where we have been asked to provide outcomes for 3-year benchmarks. And then when I say 3 years, I mean 3 years after the funding has expired. So I have had some government funders not only ask us to have a sustainability plan, but also provide us with outcomes that we would meet within that time. And as far as following up on that, I don't believe they do follow up. Having said that, if you ever wanted to go after the grant, again, the same grant, it would definitely be a feather in your cap to be able to say, hey, you know, not only did we successfully implement this during the project period or funding period, we also were able to meet our outcomes 3 years after the funding expired.